phase, the blue phase. White phase is the phase where you go to the range, and you're not going to really be in the classroom during this phase because you're going to be at the range so much trying to zero your weapon and qualify your weapon. So y'all will be at the range most of the days, all day. And y'all, when I tell you, they said that it's supposed to get easier and the drill sergeants are supposed to line up. No, during white phase, shit's tough and it sucks because you're around loaded weapons all the time and you're at the range and you're shooting, and so they don't really have time to be telling you to be quiet and, you know, stuff like that. So they will smoke you at the range. And it would be bad, and it would be terrible. It would hurt. I remember one day, they wouldn't shut up. They would not be quiet. So, they made us go. It was like a rock pit. So, they made us go form up in the rock pit, and they smoked us in the rock pit. And then we had to run from the rock pit to the bleachers. From the bleachers to the rock pit. And once they thought that everyone should be back, and if everyone wasn't back, you had to go and do it again. And it was hot as heck, and you had on combat boots and OCPs, and it was horrible. So just be quiet, go in, do what you're supposed to do, and you'll be okay. So like I said, white phase is the phase where you just at the range, and that's the only thing I really remember from white phase is just the range and learning the fundamentals of like your weapon, how to take it apart, how to put it back together, cleaning it. You're going to clean your weapon a lot. So get used to cleaning your weapon. So don't even complain about, oh, I got to clean my weapon. Oh, my weapon is clean. No, when you think your weapon is clean, your weapon is dirty still. So clean it some more. So after white phase, you go on another ruck, and it's 7 miles, and it's called the Anvil. So you stay in the field for 2 days. No, for 3 days and 2 nights. So you're in the field for 3 days and 2 nights, the Anvil. And I think, did it rain on that Anvil? I think it rained on that Anvil. Oh, wait, no, you do grenades. I think you do grenades during white phase too. So you go to the grenade range, and they teach you how to throw grenades, and they teach you like the saying, like thumb the clip and stuff like that. They teach you that so you can go to the range and qualify on the range, because you have to qualify on the grenade range also. So, and then like you have like tests in basic training too. So like you have to take these different tests in order to like pass. This is basically just like school, but like with people yelling at you all the time. So you have to take these tests and pass these tests in different phases. Like I said, I haven't been in basic training in 2 years, so I know it was a lot that was changing, because I think my cycle, because I know my cycle was the first cycle to have to do the 60-60-60 rule, which is you have to meet 60% in everything. Like we were phasing out. Like we were the test dummies for that. So we had to pass our PT test with 60 and above. So like I said, I don't know if some of this stuff is still happening. Y'all maybe can find a video of somebody who just went to basic training in 2019 and can let me know what's happening, because like I said, I don't know. I haven't been to basic training in 2 years, and I know that was phasing out a lot of stuff. Even when I went to AIT, and when I went to AIT last year, they were phasing out of a lot of stuff, and we were doing some stuff that people weren't doing. So I'm not sure. So white phase was, my dog is barking. So white phase was grenade ranges and M14 ranges and just qualifying with your weapons. And we did some cool stuff. Like we did the VR game where we had to like shoot our weapons and stuff. It was pretty cool. And then after that, like I said, the Anvil, you have to do that ruck march in order to pass. And you have to go, and you have to get through these ruck marches and do certain tasks in these ruck marches to pass. Like, and if somebody tell you to not go to sit call, go to sit call if you hurting. I'm gonna tell y'all that now. Go to sit call if you're really hurting, because it's not worth you putting your body, you damaging your body to like try to not miss some training, when you can, like, yo, they might not tell you this, but you can always go and make up training with another company. If if your company not the last company to do some stuff, you can go and make up. I'm telling you, you can go and make this stuff up, and you will still graduate on time. So after white phase, we had blue phase, and blue phase it's pretty sweet, but it's like people say blue phase is like the chillaxest phase, and I can tell you it is not, because when you fuck up, they because they like Blueface, like when they expect you to know how to do everything properly, and when you fuck up, you fucked up. Like you gonna get smoked, and because they know you're strong now, the fucking ups are even worse. Like the smoke, like when they smoke you during Blueface, oh, you gonna get smoked because they know you can handle it. They know your body is able to physically do the things that they're gonna tell you to do. So they not gonna hold back like Red Phase when they just told you to do like 10 push-ups. Like, no, you gonna be down there pushing. You gonna be really pushing for a long time. So don't mess up. Keep in mind to do not fraternize and get caught. I'm not gonna say, I say don't fraternize at all, but it's gonna happen. People are gonna fraternize. At least when you do it, be careful, because you don't want to not graduate basic training, especially towards the end of basic training when you work so hard to get to where you are. Don't mess that up, because you know you cannot just be okay. So don't fraternize. Blueface is basically you're basically done with training. You're just like, you're in the end stages. I want to say that's the last 2 weeks. So you're, like I said, you're in training. You're about to get ready to go on the forge, and the forge will be your biggest rough march yet. I think we covered over. I think they said we covered over 54 miles. We worked 54 miles in total on the forge, and the forge is a 4-day, 3-night field exercise that you have to do in order to graduate. And y'all, when y'all make it to the forge, it's gonna be rough. Like, the forge is gonna test you mentally and physically. I don't care what nobody tell you. They can be like, you will see people at sit call with the green face paint on, with the battered up clothes, and you just know they were at the forge and something happened. Because the forge, it will break you. It will break you because you're in the field for this long time, for like 4 or 5 days. You can't shower. You're stuck out there with everybody. You're tired because you really don't sleep. Because you can't sleep. You sleep during, you're up all night, literally. You're up all night. You only sleep for like 3 hours during the day. It's hot. If you go during the summer, it's hot, it's clammy. Everybody's always like, by day 2.5, everybody gonna be fucking pissed because you tired. You're tired. Okay, so you do Nick at night on the forge. That's your first night. You do Nick. So you get to your BV site or your campsite and you set up, and and then after you set up, y'all will walk and go do Nick. And Nick is, when everybody talk about Nick, y'all, Nick will break you. Nick will have you thinking that you just cannot do it. Nick will have you thinking like, damn, I don't want to do this no more. But then you think, I'm at the end, literally. Nick will be your last requirement for graduation. That's the last thing you have to do to graduate is Nick. But it's the first thing on the forge, but the last thing you have to do to graduate. So if you make it through Nick, you good. But Nick will have you wanting to give up, because I know it had me wanting to give up, and I'm not even gonna lie. Because first of all, to get to Nick, you have to do an obstacle course to even get there. So it's like a team, like with your squads and stuff. So y'all have to get there. So you're already dirty from crawling in the mud. And if you're like us, we were the last people to go through Nick and all these other training camps. So first of all, it was raining. It was muddy. So everything we touched was mud. So you was crawling in mud. You was low crawling in mud, trying to go under the barbed wire and stuff. And then after we did the exercise and finally made our way to Nick, you're in a bunker. So, and then you have to climb on top of the bunker, and then once they tell you to go, you have to low crawl all the way to the end. That is the longest 100, I think it's 100 meters. I think it's 100 meters. That's the longest Well, no, however long a football, 110 yards. It's 110 yards. That's the longest 110 yards of my life. And I will say, I had the worst time. First of all, I'm little, so I'm over here trying to cry. I'm tired, I'm sleepy, I'm wet, I'm muddy. So I was over it, dude. Like, I was crying. Well, I wasn't crying, but I was thinking like, man, I want to stop. People was kicking me because we was we was like legit like this, just crawling on top of each other, just trying to get through it. I was thinking like, man, bruh, I'm ready to give up. But yo, once we finished and once you got up out of it, it was the best feeling ever because you was like, I'm about to graduate. That's it. I did everything I needed to do to graduate. Now I just have to make it through these next 3-4 days. And after that, I'm going home. So we did a lot of stuff during the Forge. The Forge was one of the most it was one of the most funniest things that I can say, that I can look back right now and say that I did, because at the time it was the worst ever, but it was worth it. It was a lot of walking, it was a lot of outside, definitely that. And once we walked, because at the end of the Forest everyone walks, you have to march onto Hilton Field, and then you can put on your U.S. Army patch and you can put on your beret, and that means that you've successfully made it through the fort. And from now on, when you go outside, you don't wear your regular PC, you actually wear your beret, and that signifies you are the graduating battalion, and you're about to graduate in the next week. So after we came back from the fort, we went to our base, and everybody took a shower, and then we went to breakfast, child. And y'all, we had steak, lobster, shrimp, fried chicken. We had all kind of cake and ice cream, and it was our victory dinner. And our first sergeants and our drill sergeants had to serve us our food, and then our first sergeant, he sat and ate with us. And it was the best feeling ever, because y'all, that's when you know you're about to graduate, but you can still mess up and not graduate. So this week, the next 3 days are where we get inspected. So the battalion or whatever command sergeant major comes in, and this is what we prepare for our whole basic training. So once he asks you these questions, he's gonna ask you a series of questions. He's gonna go around the whole room, look at you up and down. He's gonna inspect your weapon and make sure your weapon is clean. He's gonna inspect your locker. He's gonna inspect your bunk. He's gonna inspect you, make sure you are in regulation and everything else is in regulation. And then he's gonna ask you questions, and you have to answer the questions. So after that, you pack all of your shit. And once you pack all of your stuff, you have 2 days. 2 days. And you just clean the base and get them ready for the next cycle to come through. You clean everything, and then you just go on a bunch of dang, what is it called? I forgot what the name. But yeah, but basically you go around the entire base and help people out. Like the people that we saw in that was handing out clothes, like those basic training people about to graduate, and AIT people, and so on. So yeah, so you just do that for the next 2 days and make sure everything is clean, and make sure all your stuff is packed, and make sure if you're flying or going GOV, make sure all of your stuff, get your tickets and stuff like that. And if you're going POV, you just, chill out. So that is basically what happened. And then, and then you have family day the day before graduation. It's family day is a Wednesday because you graduate on Thursday. So you have family day Wednesday, once everybody bring you back for family day, because you do have to come back on time or you will not graduate. You cannot drink, smoke, do none of that, because they're gonna know if you do it. So you have to do that, be back on time, and if you do not, then yeah, like I said, you won't graduate. Don't do nothing stupid. Like, y'all, we had a girl in my platoon who stole her phone. Like, she stole her phone and somebody snitched. So she didn't get to walk during graduation, but thankfully our drill sergeant let her graduate, but she didn't get to walk. So, like, don't do nothing stupid like that, because that's, like, the stupidest thing ever. Just get your phones back, turn your stuff in, because it's not that serious. And once graduation day gets here, you graduate early in the morning. I think it's like 9 a.m. And after you graduate, you go back to they're going to tell you to meet them at the field. You get your stuff, and you dip. And if you're like me, if you're split up, you go home for a year. I went home for a year, and yeah. So that's basically my basic training story and how everything went for me. I had fun at basic training. So if you're thinking about joining the army or joining the military in general, I say go for it, because for one, they pay for school. For two, you get paid, you get paid pretty decently, especially if you're a reservist like me. You get paid decently for going to drill for 2 days out of a month, and then having like AT and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And then you can go to schools and stuff. So they like, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't want to join. Well, unless you're just like not able to. But if you're thinking about joining, you should definitely talk to a recruiter. Talk to your local recruiter and get some information, because it's one of the best decisions that I've made so far. And if you guys have any questions, then leave them down below, and I will come back to you probably next week with my AIT 2019 experience, because like I said, I came back from AIT last year. I graduated in August of 2019 from the 42 Alpha School. So pretty lit. So yeah, so I'm gonna talk to you guys in another video. So peace out, gang.